Welcome to Only Reddit Updates. Have you ever been disappointed by an intriguing post with no updates or resolution? Well, you're in luck. I'm only posting stories that have those oh-so-satisfying updates directly from our Best of Redditors updates. I've been a fan of listening to these Redditors, and stories with updates and conclusions are A Chef's Kiss. I'm new to the space, so video uploads will hopefully have the schedule of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. As the channel grows and if there is a demand for it, I would love to give more updates. Hope you're ready, because here's part 1, reposted by Direct Caterpillar 77, status ongoing. OOP is u/Missy Flissy. Originally posted to r/AITA, trigger warning infidelity. Original post February 25, 2025.
Am I the ashhole for accidentally ruining my sister's wedding over a family secret? Welp, I think I just completely screwed up my family. Last weekend was my sister Claire's 31 female wedding. Everything was going fine until the reception, when my drunk uncle, my mom's brother, started making weird comments about how it was nice that our dad was still playing the role of father after everything. I had no idea what he meant, so I pulled him aside, far away from everyone, so we could talk in private. At first, he brushed me off, but after some pushing, he just dropped it. My mom had an affair around the time Claire was born, and there's a real chance my dad isn't actually her biological father. He said it like it was old news, but this was the first time I was hearing it. I was completely frozen, trying to process what he just told me. And then I turned around and saw Claire standing there. I have no idea how she heard us. I swear I pulled my uncle far enough away that no one else should have been around, but somehow she was. She just kept saying, "What the hell are you talking about?" over and over. My uncle immediately started backtracking, but it was too late. Claire went straight to our mom, dragged her outside, and started demanding answers. I followed because, well, what else was I supposed to do? My mom kept saying, "Not now," but Claire was not letting it go. Then she turned to our dad and asked if he knew. The look on his face said it all. At that point, Claire just lost it. She started crying, yelling that her whole life had been a lie, and then she just left her own wedding. Now everything is a complete mess. My mom is furious with me for entertaining gossip. My dad isn't speaking to anyone, and Claire won't answer my calls. Some of my relatives think Claire overreacted, while others say she had a right to know, even if the timing was horrible. I feel awful. I never meant for this to come out at her wedding. I wasn't the one who told her, but I still can't shake the feeling that I played a role in ruining what was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. Am I the ashhole? Edit. I've been receiving a few DMs asking some important questions, so here it goes. Neither of my parents drink for various health reasons. I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. I had asked him about my other siblings, 28-year-old male and 21-year-old female, and he denied anything regarding them, saying I took him far away, meaning I had taken him to a completely different area where we shouldn't have been followed. There's been 0 signs of infidelity between my parents, so this is completely out of the blue, which is why I was so quick to ask. Hope this clears a couple things up, and please feel free to ask more questions if needed. TLDR. My drunk uncle let it slip that my mom had an affair, and my sister's dad might not actually be her biological father. I pulled him aside far away to talk, but somehow my sister still overheard. She confronted our parents at the wedding, had a total breakdown, and left early. Now my family is in chaos, and I don't know if I messed up.
Relevant comments. KLG 999 asks, "Why are you the bad guy and not your uncle? Why didn't your mother get a hold of his drunk ash and contain him when he started his speech? NTA, update me."
OP responds, "This is why I'm asking Reddit. I don't know if there's something deeper going on between them or she's trying to deflect blame to hide her own actions. It's so hard to try to put pieces together. Once I know anything more, I'll reply again so you can read the update if there ever is one."
So far for me, you are not the ashhole. It would be hard for many to just sit on that conversation nuke with no follow-up. Drunk or not, this has clearly been on your uncle's mind, and he couldn't hold it in any longer. Should he have told you or anyone at the wedding? Of course not, but this was a secret that was likely to get out at some point. I think if there was a doubt, a paternity test should have been conducted. especially since it seems your dad was clueless and your mom at the very least told her brother he knew and they were moving forward together. Part 2, update February 28, 2025.
So, I wish I could say there's good news, but honestly, the last few days haven't been much of anything. My dad has been all out of sorts, crying, zoning out, and just overall not himself. Last night he had a breakdown regarding everything that happened and cried to me. He thanked me for bringing it to light, but also scolded me for doing it at the wedding, which I understand completely. I know I should have waited for a better time to do it, and I honestly have no excuse for that. My dad created a life 360 with me whilst he went to stay at a hotel just a couple miles away. He says he doesn't know how long he's going to be there for, but I know he's safe. I've heard very little from my sister. I sent her a long paragraph apologizing for everything and telling her my intentions were never to hurt her or ruin her day. She sent me back a paragraph telling me that it's not me she's upset at and that she honestly thanks me for bringing it to light since she heard his first comment too. And if nothing was said, it would have eaten her alive. We're not on good terms, so to speak, but I check up on her every so often after a commenter in my original post told me she could do something drastic. So thank you to whoever said that. It never even crossed my mind. My mom and uncle are a lost cause. They spent the past couple days trying to argue with us that it's not what it looks like, and now they're claiming it was just a harmless prank and never meant to upset anyone or cause drama. But for obvious reasons, no one is believing them. And this claim is what led to my dad leaving. I think he knows something else, but I'm not going to pry him for that just yet whilst everything's still raw. Sorry, this update wasn't much of anything. I just wanted to update people on what my sister's perspective is and how my dad's doing, since I've had a lot of people message me concerned. I understand people will have a lot of questions, and I'm willing to answer what I can.
Relevant comments. Sweet Interview 5620 says, sounds like the dad didn't even know, and that the mom simply told the uncle and others he knew and had forgiven her. After all, that way most people wouldn't bring it up again, and would just accept what can they do if he's chosen to father the kid.
OP responds, from everything I've heard, my dad has been completely oblivious about everything like the rest of us. But the second part is a very good point, and I'll try to bring it up if I ever get to talk to my mom about it.
According_Pizza 8484 asks, this would be a crazy plot twist, but is there any chance your mom cheated with your uncle? I can understand old resentments coming up while drinking, but if this has never been mentioned until the wedding, where your dad surely walked her down the aisle, sounds like maybe something hit a sore spot for your uncle, and all of this just isn't adding up. So sorry, OP.
OP replies, this has been mentioned a few times and I'm hoping it's not true since it's my mom's brother. However, your point is making me question it. Thank you for bringing it up. This is a perspective I never thought of. Zydoctor says, I can't help but wonder what the @no-point-mentioned groom has been doing in all this. OP responds, he's been obviously distraught and has been helping my sister cope. My sister and him have had a very difficult time, obviously, so if I hear anything from his perspective, I'll be happy to mention.
The update helps a bit, but there's definitely more that I hope is followed up on. Clearly, we know OP's father didn't know, and it's possible the mom had told her family to not bring it up. OP's mom is the biggest ashhole in the story for potentially committing paternity fraud for decades, cheating, lying to her family, and as a result, ruining her daughter's wedding. OP's uncle is a partial ashhole for bringing it up at all, but especially at a wedding. OP is no ashhole at all. Hopefully this resolves with a nice storybook wedding with everyone moving forward, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately, for a long while.
Thanks for joining me today. I'm glad we got to enjoy this ride together. I may develop a scoring system for these AITA posts. Comment if you have any suggestions, similar experiences, takes, or stories on this situation. Subscribe if you're interested and looking forward to our next updated story.